Liverpool have registered back-to-back wins to keep their outside hopes of a top four finish alive as they beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. Diogo Jota getting a brace for the second game in a row. And we can hear from him now.
Diogo, we had to wait until the second half of the game to really get going, but you must be delighted to get the win after they came back into the game twice.
Yeah, I think it was really important to win today to follow up our last win. It was a difficult game like we expected. I think we created chances even the first half, but you need to wait for that goal to arrive. And like you said, they came back twice. That can happen, and I think they have another chance. So it's obviously something that we need to look at.
All three goals for you were from set pieces. How happy is the team that what you've been working on in the training ground came here onto the pitch?
Yeah, set pieces are very important. We know that they score from set pieces as well. So I think it was a set piece game almost. But yeah, we need to improve as well defensively. But I think offensively in that area we were almost perfectly.
I know it's been a difficult season for you with injuries, but you've got 2 in your last game against Leeds, 2 again today. How happy are you to be back in goal-scoring form?
Really happy. The first one took a long time to arrive, but we know how it works, and I'm just glad now I can help the team in being on the score sheet. It's also always very important.
Just finally, quickly, is a top 6 finish still the aim?
We need to win games. We know that we don't depend on us to achieve what we wanted from the beginning, so we just need to win games and see what that takes us.
Thanks, Diogo. Well
Thank
played.
you.
Yeah, good to see him smiling just at the end there. But it's been a welcome return after a frustrating campaign.
Yes, and he's played bit parts, cameos, and probably until Leeds the other day, he really came out of his shell because his form hasn't been great. And that's because he's been injured, which is acceptable, of course. I'm not having a go with him in any shape, way, or form. But when he played against Leeds, on Monday, he looked sharper. And to get us 2 goals again was great. So every game, as long as he stays fit, you can see him improve. And likewise, Luis Diaz, who's dipping in and out. The more he plays, the more minutes he just gets under his belt and more training sessions. We should see the best of him soon enough.
Some turnaround for Jota, really. 20 league games without a goal, and suddenly he's got 4 in 2.
Yeah, it happens sometimes when you're forward and you score goals. You go through waves, and obviously he had that big injury. When he first came, he hit the ground running, scoring goals pretty much on a weekly basis. So it has taken him a while to get back to his best. But right, the balls are going in the back of the net. Liverpool are putting performances together. They're getting points together. They're pushing for that top 4. So listen, fair play to him. We've got all the attacking players come at the form at the right time.
Yeah. So after a goalless first half, the first 3 goals in the second came in an 8-minute spell. Jota's first, capitalising with Forest failing to clear their lines.
Yes, this is a load of bodies go up, but it actually comes off Niakate and goes back to Fabinho. He heads it back into the danger area, and it was Jota who's on the move, just gets in front of Renan Lodi. A simple enough finish for them as long as he gets across that defender.
Yeah, it's a lead that only lasted 4 minutes, Darren.
Yeah, I mean, poor from Liverpool's perspective. Relatively easy when you look at it from Forest's perspective, but again, really good strike from Nico Williams. But it takes a deflection, and Alisson can't quite save it. But it's if you look at him there, he's got half the pitch to work with. He hits it quite early, to be fair. I thought he was going to take a touch, but hits it early, takes that slight ricochet. But when you look at it from behind, Alisson, he gets could he not get more in it potentially? Maybe not, but listen, Nico Williams scoring against his former club. I'm sure that was a really good moment for him.
Yeah. We'll talk about Nico Williams' lack of celebration if we get time. I know both of you got an opinion, but Jota came back quickly.
I mean, this is an awful goal, isn't it? You see Jota, he's 5 yards onside. I think it's Cody Gakpo centrally who's standing in an offside area, but he doesn't interfere with the play at all. And the fast asleep, but I mean, it was a lovely finish, touch, control off his name, flies past Keylor Navas. And you thought Liverpool are back in front, that should be it. Yeah. But then, Forest continued to cause absolute havoc without doing anything extraordinary. Just balls into the box, long throw-ins, and Liverpool could not cope whatsoever.
If you're Steve Cooper, you'd be furious, right, with the time you've allowed Jota there to bring the ball down and finish it the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, defensively, the line wasn't correct either. As you said, Jota 5 yards onside. But for him to take 3 touches in the box and not even be kind of tackled, but good finish from Jota, really good technique.
But Forest didn't give up.
No.
Morgan Gibbs-White making it 2-2.
Again, direct from a set play, like causing absolute chaos, bouncing down, and it's Morgan Gibbs-White again, you looked, it's a packed penalty area, and you think, how does Gibbs-White he's on the penalty spot on his own?
Yeah.
Like, there's not anyone near him.
He's their centre-forward.
He's a centre-forward.
I won ye's there as well, but Gibbs-White is arguably their best player this year, isn't he?
Yeah.
Most consistent. He's standing just outside the penalty spot on his own.
And then right at the end, Mo Salah using his strength.
Goal pig. He's an absolute goal pig. He's always in there getting his goals, and it is strength, because I don't think if he doesn't score that or he misses it, I think it could be a penalty, because he's pretty much dragging him down, got both hands around him. But Mo Salah, really good contact, and he's not going to miss from there.
Yeah, that goal takes him level with Robbie Fowler.
I mean, he's got 27 this year. I don't think, again, he played particularly well today. He was always on the periphery, but he scores the winner. I mean, that's just Mo Salah to a T, isn't he? As you said, he's gone level with Robbie. Still got a few goals to get to. Of course he has.
Yeah.
But it shows that he's in exalted company there, Mo, and another good night for him.
But the fact that he's in his late 20s in terms of goal tally, it's almost gone under the radar, right?
Do you know what, though? That's the standard that he set for himself, because since he's come back to the Premier League with Liverpool, his numbers have been extraordinary, and people would probably look at Salah this year and go, he's not been at his best. But you look at the amount of goals he's got, 27. Yeah. I mean, most centre-forwards in the country would snap your hand off to get them type of numbers. I mean, we're lauding about Rashford, who's have probably the best season he's ever had, and he's on 27. But the exact same as Salah.
Yeah, and that's why Klopp has stuck with him as the most regular of the 6 forwards he's got.
Manishi plays. You have to remember, he's missed 2 penalties in the last month or so. Yeah. But yeah, he plays all the time. I mean, fair play to Mo Salah, because in good games or bad, he's always on the periphery. He's always scoring goals. He's always creating chances. His constitution's excellent. Touch wood, but he never gets injured. He's always there. He's always playing. He's always giving 100%. So, as far as I'm concerned, he'd be the first name for me as well, or on the sheet, because you can count on him virtually week in, week out.
Yeah. But this is something that we've been speaking about a lot about Liverpool. Is yes, they're going to score goals, but they do concede goals and chances. And it's not got better today.
No, it's just inconsistencies, isn't it? You know, against Leeds the other day, I know Canate made a big mistake against Leeds, but they looked very strong. But today, you know, against Man United, they were great. The week after, against Bournemouth, they were weak with the same defenders, and it's exactly the same today. You just don't know what type of performance you're going to get. That was one chance, and then the Brennan John one, which hits the bars, another one. And it just off this, you know, Canate and Van Dijk are big, strong defenders, yet simple things like these caused absolute chaos. He should have scored there.
Yeah.
Should have scored. Maybe he's just come onto the pitch. Maybe he's not really up to pace of the game, but that should have been in the back of net by Brennan Johnson.
Do you know what it is as well? Sometimes it's not even the first contact, it's the second one. So they might win the first one, but for whatever reason, their midfield players, whether it be Fabinho or Jordan Henderson, they're not picking up the second. So then the teams like Nottingham Forest just keep the ball in there, and then when it ricochets around, they're reacting quicker. And as Maka was saying there, Brennan Johnson, when he looks back at that, he probably should score, because you're not going to get many clear-cut chances at Anfield.
No. Were you surprised at Forest today? Or with Forest?
No, I was surprised in a nice way, because that, you know, Steve Cooper in his interview said, I've changed Brennan Johnson for Mangala, trying to come up with a formula. Yeah. Well, he's probably found it today.
Yeah. Well, it worked in the first half.
When he plays at home, why not be defensive? And why not play at set pieces and long balls and long throws? Why not? Because you do anything to stay in this league. He doesn't have to be progressive in front of his own crowd and open up and get counter-attacked. So maybe he's found a way. So I was pleasantly surprised for Forest.
OK, so in the end, big win for Liverpool. Let's get some post-match reaction to Liverpool's second win in a row in the Premier League after beating Forest 3-2. Let's hear from their head coach. Here's Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen, another win. What's your assessment of that performance, that result?
Difficult game against a low block, super difficult. First half, we didn't create a lot, but we didn't give anything really away for them, which is important. It's important, the game. Sometimes you always need a positive start into the game, and the positive is as well if you control it, so you can build on that in the second half. As all we did, scored a goal, a good goal. We should have scored before, but Diogo had a massive chance before that from a set piece as well, I think. But then the throw-ins came into the game pretty much, and that was really tricky. So we had obviously the ball a lot, and in the end all goals came from set pieces. That's strange, but I think we deserve the 3 points clearly, and that's important. And for us, just the 3 points, it's the most important thing, and so all good for the moment.
2 more goals for Diogo, who continues to look very sharp in front of goal for you.
Yeah, good, eh? So that's what goals can do, give you a boost, give you confidence. I think, and he missed, I would say, a sitter. That was maybe the easiest one of all of them. But especially the second goal was very special. Quick reacting and then top control of the ball and then second touch, far corners, top goal. Most goal was top and super important as well, so that we were really there. But I like that we stayed in the game. So we got now really, like, you are 1-0 up, it's like this kind of little relief. And then all this chaos started around the throw-ins. Then you have to try to avoid throw-ins, which is really difficult in football. So we could have done in many moments better. Nottingham was super physical. So like in these 1-1 challenges with Ibu especially, the fight between Taiwo and Ibu, too many situations we couldn't clear properly, and that's when then the ball stays in that area instead of we can keep it and control it again. Apart from that, I'm really pleased with a lot of things, because it was hard work, but we did it, and that we got all 3 points is what we deserve today, and so I'm really happy.
Twice Forest peg it back to level. What does it show about the character in your team at the moment, that they could go in front again and again and again?
Yeah, finally we react in the right way, so that's important. I kind of would like to say that we did that the whole season. That's not true. We dealt with blows in the game, not always in a perfect way, but today it was good. So body language I liked, players stayed on track, but we didn't need long time to react pretty much, because the goals came pretty quick after we conceded, so that's helpful. And then the last 20-25 minutes, yes, we had to dig in deep. We could have controlled it better. We gave a few balls away too easy. That's always looks then more hectic than it should be. A game like this, you have to control in possession. So don't give the ball away. Just keep it. Pass back to the goal, no problem. You pass only balls in behind when it's clear. You don't force it. And we forced it 2-3 times at least, where we tried something, chip here, and then the counter was running. The counter mostly, I think it was a target, ended in a throw-in, not in a big chance. And that's when then all the chaos started.
A little bit closer to the top 4. Obviously other teams have got games to play ahead of you, but as long as there's a chance, you'll keep on fighting for top 4 in Champions League.
Honestly, top 4, in a moment we have nothing to do. We will see how that looks in a few weeks, but it's in the moment we cannot. For us, the three options is no European football, Conference League or European League. That's what we can. The 2 things we can fight for. So the rest we have no influence. If the teams above us win everything, then we just watch. So that's not in my mind. It's really take it game by game. Try to win another one. We have the next one coming up with West Ham, which is super tough. West Ham fights for absolutely everything, and we can watch them tomorrow. What we will do, and then we go from there. But it will be tough again. It's and that's what we are concerned about. But I'm happy that we could. Pick all 3 points a day again. I don't know when it was last time that we won 2 games in a row. Feels like ages ago, and so that's okay. Yeah, from here we go.
And just a final word, more minutes in the legs of Luis Diaz. How good was it to see him back on Anfield?
Super, and a few really nice situations. So it's really tough to come in a game like this. But what a cheeky player he is. You saw in these moments when he used his body, but then his skills as well. So really cool. He was a big step. Made a big step today again, and that's for us super important.
Great stuff. Thanks, Jürgen. Thanks for your time, mate. Thank you.
Jürgen Klopp asked there about the aims for this season now and which European competition he's targeting. 6 points off the top 4, having played a game more than Newcastle in that final Champions League place. Is that still on?
Well, yeah, you would think so, wouldn't you? I mean, it wasn't a vintage Liverpool performance today, but the 6 points behind Newcastle. Newcastle playing Tottenham tomorrow. As I said before the game, Liverpool's run of fixtures is a nice run of fixtures if you could choose them. Manchester United, Tottenham's, Newcastle's who are all before them, of course. Brighton as well. I've got a couple of games in hand. Their fixtures are probably a little bit more difficult. So Liverpool have to aim for the Champions League spots without a doubt.
Yeah, I think Champions League. I mean, I think deep down, I think Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp would probably like to miss the Europa Conference League. I just can't see Liverpool in that competition.
Correct.
That's just a fact. But if they can't get it, then they'll have to deal. But of course, the aim's got to be Champions League for sure.
You just get the impression it's going to be a chaotic end to the season for Liverpool.
Absolutely.
Because they're going to score goals, they're also going to concede.
Yeah, but as long as they keep doing that, they'll be absolutely fine. We know how dangerous they are. They just have to be more consistent.
Okay. Well, that's it from us and today's Matchday Live. Steve, Darren, great to see the two of you. It's really had 4 games. It's certainly been action-packed at both ends. Liverpool the big winners at the top end and Leicester the big winners at the other. We're all happy. Bye for now.